Minasan, okari nasai. Today we've got someone who's been in the entertainment industry almost her entire life. Someone who's not afraid to show off the goods, and well, she's Muse's little baby. Riho Iida, born October 26, 1991 in Saitama. Iida came into the spotlight when she was 11 years old, appearing on the Tensai Terebi-kun Max series on the NHK educational television programming. Since then, she has starred in many movies and TV series. She was also a model in a famous Lolita Grabber magazine titled Pure. She played the lead role in the film Shogaken Gibu no Okurimono, which won a prize at the Japan Educational Film Festival. Her first photo book, Pool, was released in 2003 and became a top-selling photo book in Japan, though she was still like only 11. Japan, bro, you gotta relax. In 2004 and 2006, she had two more photo books titled Crawl and Enai. In August of 2007, she made her debut as a singer with the release of her first single, Love Song, then her second single, Heart Skip, and she had a photo book called Butterfly. She's looking great here, not 11 anymore, but 16, still kinda young. Nowadays, oh boy. But let's get back to the topic. 2008 was her first album, Stay. She had her second album, Repeat's Rock and Roll, in 2010. Before we get into her anime roles, here's a small list of television series and films she's been in. Me not being Japanese or having access to a Japanese television, I have not seen or heard of any of these, but I still wanted to share them. A noteworthy one though, at the bottom, you can see Tensai Gakuen Q. It is a live adaptation of an anime series of the same name, the translated title being Detective School Q. Sexy Voice and Robo also seems to be an adaptation from a manga. Also, it's a really good name. But now let's move on to the good stuff. Compared to the other Muse girls, Riho hasn't been in nearly as many shows. She's only been in about 2 or 3 each year. She is much more of a live-action TV actor, like Aqua's Arisa Komiya. And actually, now that I think about it, they've both done a huge amount of swimsuit modeling as well. So, in 2013, she made her anime debut in Love Live's School Idol Project as Rin Hoshizora, joining the live-action group Muse and their subunit Lily White. And remember, this is her debut in the anime. Love Live as a whole did begin back in 2010. In 2014, she formed a singing duo with Pyle under the name 4-6 and released their first single, Watashi no Toke wa Gyaku Kaiten. She also had the second season of School Idol Project and voiced a character named Otoha in the PS4 RPG called Omega Quintet. In July of 2015, her album Repeat Repeat was released. She cites this as her second debut as a solo artist. She also voiced Kana Uehara in Recon and Ruka Savagaski in Venus Project Climax. 2016 was the release of another single, Kiss Kiss Kiss, which she also sang a Chinese version for since she had grown a big audience over in China and Taiwan. She also had Kata Omoi Second, her second single, and her second major album, Repeaholic. And if you thought she was finished with music in 2016, well, you'd be wrong. She had one last single at the end of the year, Aoi Hono Syndrome, which was used as the ending theme for Digimon Universe at Monsters. As for anime, just one role, Aki Miyashita in Kaiju Girls, singing the opening with the main cast. 2017, she was the voice of Veronica Borosic. That's a crazy last name, I definitely said that wrong. But this was in the series Eld Live, which I probably said wrong as well. She also voiced Yuna Nagino in Cleon no Akari, also Sayumin in Urahara. And the last thing, she sang the opening for a show called Choyu Sakai Being the Reality. 2018, she voiced Shizuka Shishi in Boarding School Juliet, which is a loosely inspired version of Romeo and Juliet. She also sang the ending theme, Itsuka Sakai ga Kararu Made, which is her fourth single since re-debuting in 2015. Overall, technically, this is her sixth. She also voiced Suika Hanamaki in Onsen Musume, a game about girls being portrayed as onsen, as well as Persephone 2 in Dropkick on My Devil, and Hijiri Yajima in Fulikuli Alternative. Aside from the anime, she also performed as Aoi Asahina in the Dog and Rompa stage play, and Francine in a Karakuri Circus stage play. Both of these actually being really good anime, I'd love to see these stage adaptations someday. If this year wasn't already eventful enough, she released a mini-album titled Special Days. 2019, she voiced Hoshine in Kirato Pri-chan. I'm sure you've heard me mention Kirato Pri-chan a lot in the past, but you have no idea what it is, so let me tell you, it is an adaptation of a really popular rhythm arcade game, which is also connected to the Pretty Rhythm and Pre-Para franchises. Well, it's like all one big franchise, and those are all different series within the one franchise. Alright, so last thing for this year, she had an album to celebrate her 20th anniversary in the entertainment industry. This was titled Repealosophy. 2020 was her role of Elise in King's Raid, Successors of the Will, singing the second ending theme, and she released her 20th anniversary anniversary photo book. 2021, she was the very lovely Shirokawa in the sleeper hit Odd Taxi, and Amari Katsumi in Idleland Prepara, which was just a one-episode tie-in to the mobile game, but the full broadcast actually aired this year of 2022. Oh, and I almost forgot, she had an album titled One Wish, which was released in February. The title track was also that second ending of King's Raid. Now, this year of 2022, she voiced Akira Todo in World's End Harems, one of those softcore H-word shows, and something really awesome for her. At the beginning of the year, she announced a marriage to a non-industry man. You hear that, guys? She might have married a fanboy. Don't ever give up hope. I actually already mentioned all of her video game roles, and it's really surprising that she's not in Madoka Magica, Azure Lane, Grand Blue Fantasy, or any of those things. But she has quite a few live-action dubbings, titles from countries all over the world, including Canada, America, Britain, Ireland, France, China, and Korea. She also had a radio show called Reepe's Rainbow Party. Concerts would include all 5 of Muse's lives, plus a bunch of other stuff they did. I know they were at Anisama in 2015, even doing a crossover with the OG Idolmaster group. I'm not sure just how many events they were at, seeing as how they were the first Love Live group. It did take them some time to really get popular. But after Muse, Iida has been at many solo events like the Nagano Anira Festival. I bring this one up because it happened very, very recently. But now onto the fun facts. She is 157 centimeters or 5'2". On the socials, she has the Gram, the Bird app, and she even has her own YouTube channel, where she does live streams quite frequently and also a bunch of live singing. Her skills include calligraphy and swimming. She has a driver's license, and she likes big heavy animals like white tigers. Miss Iida is left-handed. Because of this, it is hard for her in the fan dances to open with her right hand. As seen in the lives, she has had to use her left hand to help her open it almost every time. Over the years, she has done many Gravier photo shoots, which you can find on here with a simple search of her name. There were even some photo books that I skipped over from those very early days. She has 7 total before the Love Live anime even started airing. She appears to be very good friends with Yurika Kubo, possibly due to their shared modeling experiences. She was also a very dangerous lady back in the day. And you know what? She still is to this day. She also appears to be very good friends with Aina Kusuda and Yoshino Nanjo, with them often mentioning going out together on their radio programs. One of the songs for her album Reepi Reepi was actually written for her by Yoshino. And then her and Kusun traveled around LA together back in the day, taking a bunch of photos. Her most unforgettable moment during a Love Live appearance was when her contact lenses fell out during a live, and it was the very first song in the setlist containing around 4 to 6 songs. She says the audience turned into a blur of light, and she was extremely mindful of her spacing the entire performance to avoid bumping into the others. Songs that she sings well on the karaoke are Muse's first single, Bokura no Live, as well as Snow Halation, big surprise, but also A Cruel Angel's Thesis and Susei no Akarion. Also, honestly, not a big surprise. And the final fact, she is not only the youngest member of Muse, but the only one to be born in the 90s. And with that, we reached the ending. I feel like I didn't have many facts about her. I couldn't really find any content on her, unfortunately. So if you have your own facts, please feel free to throw them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed and learned something new. Please join me in the next one, about an absolute legend with a crazy resume. I look forward to seeing you there.